It has now been 30 days since I deleted social media. Now, before I get into this video, I know that there's somebody in my comments right now telling me that YouTube is social media and that I'm contradicting myself by making this video on YouTube, which is social media, about deleting social media. But I do not consider YouTube to be social media. This is something that I haven't really mentioned in the past, but I've spent a lot of time, a lot more time than I should have, arguing with people in my comment section about why I do not consider YouTube to be social media. So let me go ahead and just clear the air right now on why I do not consider YouTube to be social media. First off, when it comes to, your feed, when you're on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok, you do not have the choice of if you're going to look at what you see on your feed. If it's on your feed, you see it. Okay, once you read a tweet, you've consumed that information already. You can't unconsume that information. It's already in your head. Same with Instagram. When you look at a picture, you've already consumed that information. TikTok, when you swipe, you swipe up, you see that video. You've already watched it. You've consumed at least a part of that video. On YouTube, you have the choice. So when you're scrolling up, you're scrolling through your subscriptions page or the home page or whatever, you do not have to watch a video that's there. You just see the thumbnail and the title. That's it. It's not forced consumption. You see like a little bit of what the video might be about, but you don't actually have to watch the video and consume that information. That is why I do not consider YouTube to be social media. And in addition to that, this is my primary source of income and basically the vehicle through which I make all of my income. So, I am not getting off of YouTube anytime soon. Get used to seeing me every single day. Now, with that being said, I want to talk about some of the things that I experienced when I deleted social media. Now, this is not the first time that I did this, okay? This is the second social media detox that I've taken. And the first one was from February 26th to, I think, June, sometime in June. So it was definitely longer than this one so far. But the first thing that I noticed in deleting social media was I felt like a weight was being lifted off of my shoulders immediately, as soon as I deleted the apps. Now, I know it may sound like I'm exaggerating, but I promise you, it just felt amazing. It felt amazing. It felt like all of my insecurities, all of the pressure of having to post, all of those things just faded away immediately. And it felt so good. And as soon as I felt that feeling, it made me wonder why I even got back on social media in the first place. And if you don't believe me, try it for yourself. Delete Instagram, delete Twitter, delete Snapchat, delete TikTok, delete those social media apps, and tell me how you feel mentally when you do it. Because for me, it just felt so good. And, this is as, I guess, an influencer, as some people might call it, and I still felt amazing. Just because I'm an influencer does not mean that I have to be active on all social media. And that's something that this social media detox has definitely taught me, because my channel has grown quite a bit since I decided to do this. Now, I think a big part of the reason why I've noticed a lot of growth on my channel every time I delete social media is because my attention span becomes better and I kind of fall out of that mindset of instant gratification. When you're on social media, your attention span gets so much shorter, especially from apps like TikTok where, the maximum video length is like a minute long, I think. So when you're seeing those videos, those short little videos, all of a sudden you find it much harder to sit down and edit a video for like 2 hours. You find it much harder to sit down and read a book, which might give you more information to talk about when you're making a video. I have more patience now, and I can really stick to something. And that's definitely necessary when you're doing YouTube. Now, I think a big part of the reason why, you feel less pressure when you're off of social media is because you stop worrying about, the superficial things like the likes and the engagement and things like that. Because, when I was on Instagram recently, it was kind of stressful. It was kind of stressful when I would post a picture and I didn't know how many likes it was going to get. And obviously, you shouldn't be in that mindset anyways, but that's kind of what social media is now. Social media is about the engagement. It's about the likes. It's no longer about connecting with other people. I feel like it's grown into something much, much deeper than that in terms of how you view yourself psychologically in the grand scheme of things, compared to other people. It's a comparison platform. I say that so often, but it's true. It's a comparison platform. Being on social media has definitely brought out the worst in me, for sure, in terms of focusing on, my follow count and things that really do not matter. I don't make money on Instagram. I shouldn't be worried about my follow count. All of my followers on Instagram come from YouTube anyways. So, it just doesn't really make much sense for me to be on Instagram and try to build myself up on there and give myself all of that extra pressure, put all that pressure on myself to build my following on there when I could just do it through YouTube, because this is what I like to do anyways. Another thing that I've noticed since deleting social media is that I've began to create more than I consume. And I think that this is probably the biggest reason why I have grown so much on YouTube every time I've taken a social media detox, is that I just have more time. When you're on Instagram, it's very easy to get caught up scrolling through your feed, going through your explore page. And, Twitter and TikTok are probably even worse. And, when you put away hours a day scrolling, consuming information, and really not even fully consuming it, you're only half consuming it. A lot of you couldn't tell me something that you saw on Instagram 5 days ago, if we're being honest. And, I figured that out about myself, that I was consuming a lot of information that was not relevant to what I was doing. The return on investment was just not there. Because even though I would see the occasional motivational post, I wouldn't do anything with that extra motivation because I'd spend all of my time consuming. So now that I've, gotten away from that consumption, I've been able to create more. This is why you see me posting 5 to 6 times a week and doing all of these live streams. And I still have a lot of free time in a day. I have a lot of extra time. I can sleep in. Get out of bed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, get up and film my video and edit that video in the same day and just chill the whole rest of the day. That's what my life is looking like right now. When I was on social media, my days were not like that. I was putting away so much time and it was really killing my motivation, because I'm one of those types of people where the longer I go without doing something, the less motivated I get to do that thing. So, it became very hard and stressful to keep up with my upload schedule. So, getting into that creator mindset has definitely helped me. And this is something that I would recommend for all of my creators out there. If you're on YouTube and you're trying to make a name for yourself, get off of social media. Stop consuming so much and start producing. Social media is one of the biggest time wasters out there. I promise you that. Social media takes so much more of your time than you probably realize, because time just passes by differently when you're consuming. I remember there were so many times when I would get bored and I would just get on social media to pass time. And it's crazy for me to think about that because it's so normalized. People have normalized passing time. And time is literally the one thing that we can't get back. You can't get time back. Once it's gone, it's gone. Every moment that you spend of your life, you're getting closer to the moment where you're not alive anymore. So you want to take advantage of your time. Time is too precious to just waste by scrolling on social media, looking at things that will not matter to you 24 hours from now. And I will admit that sometimes I still fall into that pattern when it comes to YouTube. Sometimes I consume a little bit more than I should on YouTube. I watch a lot of extra videos and I burn a few hours. But at least when I'm watching videos, I can, study. I can look at what other people are doing and implement that into what I'm doing. So even when I'm consuming, I'm still creating in that sense. I'm becoming a better creator by watching other people create. Whereas on Instagram or Twitter or all of that, those things are completely irrelevant to what I'm doing. The next thing that I noticed from deleting social media is that I just enjoy life more. And I know that's a very broad statement, but I think that my wake-up call for deleting social media came at the beginning of September when me and my family went on a trip to New Orleans. Now, me and my family, we haven't taken a trip like that in a long time. And the whole time there, I was thinking about what I can take pictures of and, where I can take pictures to post on Instagram. Instead of focusing on enjoying family time and enjoying being in my home city and looking at all of these places that we used to go to and everything, I was thinking about the pictures I could take. And, you know, the whole time I knew, I had that self-awareness to know that that's not right. You know, that's not where my mind should be. But a lot of people have fallen into that mindset where when they're out and about, instead of living their life and enjoying the moment, they're thinking about, you know, how can I get something to post on Instagram? How can I show other people what I'm doing instead of just enjoying what they're doing? At that point, you're no longer living for yourself. You're living for other people's perceptions of you. You've become obsessed with the way that people perceive you. And I promise you, if you live your life that way, then you're wasting your time. You know, at that point, you're wasting your time because people really don't care. People really don't care about you as much as you think they do. And that's why I had to delete social media, is because I knew that I was wasting my time away. I was wasting my life, these precious moments, you know, this journey. I was falling into that lack mindset by comparing myself to other people on that platform. And, you know, in doing so, I was blocking my blessings on YouTube. You know, when you have that lack mindset, you block your own blessings because abundance attracts abundance. An abundance mindset will attract more abundance to you. So, you know, me being on Instagram, I feel like having that lack mindset, that's why my YouTube channel kind of stagnated a little bit. It was still growing, but it didn't really grow at the same rate. I don't know how many subscribers I was at on September 13th when I deleted social media, but I know that as I'm making this video, I'm closing in on 17,000. So, you know, a lot can happen in a very short amount of time if you redirect your focus and your energy into creating. Create more than you consume. And I think that deleting social media is a very essential part of that process because a lot of people don't realize how powerful the internet can be if you use it the right way. You know, the internet can be your greatest tool or your greatest distraction depending on how you use it.